In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Ross is with us. Hey, Ross, how are you?
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Welcome, man. Good to have you. Where do you live?
Modesto, California.
Cool. What brings you to Nashville?
Do my debt-free scream, Dave. All the way here, just for you.
I love it. Well, we're honored to have you, sir. How much have you paid off?
I paid off $308,000 in 38 months.
Boom. I love it. Very cool. And making what kind of income during that time?
We started at 110, ended up at 125.
110 to 125.
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't add up. You must have sold something to pay a $308?
Well, Dave, my wife and I were married 36 years, and she passed away 5 months ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so we've been on a little bit of a journey, and this is the end of the season right now. So, wow. Yeah. So.
She just passed a few months ago.
Yeah, so.
What happened?
Well, so what happened was 6 years ago, my wife and I she was cleaning up for Christmas, and all of a sudden she felt something in her neck, and she started going, I can't wake up, and we walked in emergency, and she stopped walking, and something happened in her spinal cord. They never really figured it out, and then when we came back from rehab, we had to have somebody come stay with us, so we ended up short selling our house, and God provided a rental for us right down the street, a beautiful house, half the mortgage, and we had some room. And boy, I'm just excited right now. But a year later, I was walking with a friend, coworker, and she's mentioned you. Mm-hmm. And I came home and got online and saw who you were and everything, and told my wife about it, and she was on board, and we joined a class, and we paid off our $78,000 in 20 months, and that was between her and I, yeah. And at that point, she was a quadriplegic, paraplegic. And
so what did she have?
They just think maybe she had a stroke in her neck or something. They never know at the university in San Francisco, and
it just became
degenerative type thing. We went to therapy and everything else, and our next goal was to, build our emergency fund. And over the next few years, we did that. We built our emergency fund, and we actually were able to get back into our house. And the month that we finished our emergency fund was last August. And she went into the hospital, and I was thinking there that this is what financial peace feels like. Through all the storms, through all the stuff that we've gone through, this is what, I can just forget about the money. My kids were having trouble, trying to keep things, here's some money, just let's focus on mom. And our goal was to pay off our house in the next 6 years, because we were just on fire. And over the next 3 months, she was in and out of the hospital and passed away November of last year. And we had some life insurance, but it wasn't enough to pay off the house. And I told God I'm going to tithe on that anyway. And a week later, I was talking to her long-term disability provider. And they said, well, she had life insurance with us. I said, no, I didn't know anything about that. They said, yeah, we've been paying the principal for the last 6 years, and we have a check for $120,000 for you. And I instantly just paid off my house.
I finished it.
And what's amazing, Dave, is December 30th, 6 years to the day, I was in the bank doing a wire transfer to pay off my loan. And it was like it closed. My wife paid it off, and God paid it off, and it was just the end of that season, So it's been amazing what God has done and what your program has done for me, because it saved my financial future. And I really feel so blessed about my wife, because she, even in a wheelchair, she could have been shopping or doing anything, but she was worried about me and helped me walk through this. So really an amazing story. And one thing you don't know, Dave, but last September, we actually had a financial peace class scheduled at our church, and we had one person enrolled because my wife was in a wheelchair, but we were going to do the class anyway, and she went into the hospital in August, and so that got canceled. But Joshua Collier, he's my financial coach, and that man was praying with me while I was in the hospital, and I just really appreciate your organization, because he stood for me. He stood with me. Wow. And what's really exciting, Dave, through all this is next Tuesday in Modesto at my house, the House Church Modesto, through this Family Strong group, we're putting on a class next Tuesday, and I have a FPU class I'm hosting, and we have over 50 people already signed up. So I'm very excited about this, right?
Wow.
So
So you were married 36 years?
36 years.
How old was she when she passed?
She was 60 years old. Yeah.
And what was her first name?
Terry.
So we're going to call this the Terry Memorial FPU class then, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thanks.
Definitely, because she was obviously into this. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so the life insurance finishes the goal that the two of you had together.
Yeah. It's been grief is very powerful, and
it is. It sneaks up on you, and it comes in waves, doesn't it?
Yeah. But when you don't have any financial problems to worry about, if I was back in that old house, beautiful house that started this whole thing, I would have been in ruins right now.
Yeah.
But God provided a nice, smaller house, nicer house, paid for house, and I'm sitting here and I'm just.
He gave you a brain to make the decisions to do it.
Yes, and He gave me a new ministry. God, this financial piece is my calling, and I really feel strongly about it.
Well, we're honored to have you teach the class. I'll tell you that with that story.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Well, we're about to have a Terry Memorial Debt-Free Scream as well.
Thank you.
As I hear you talk, I think about the state of California, and there's so many folks who listen in every day, and they doubt that this is possible in that economic climate. And here you are, as a lot of them say that it's actually impossible to tithe in that economic climate. And here you are talking about tithing and how you've been blessed with that, and then doing this with all the illness. And I just want to say you've really inspired millions of people today, but you've also inspired a state that says that it's not possible.
That's right. It is possible, and it's like you said, Deb. Once we did a zero budget, it's like we got a raise, and it just opened our minds, and we just went for it, and God made a way. Right, every time we needed help, He was there, and now with my church, my God, and my kids and everything, I have a lot of good support, and even though it's very painful and stuff to go through, but I just know the future is bright. The future is bright.
It is.
Whatever it holds.
Without a doubt. Yes. Wow. Dude, what a story.
Thanks.
Man, thank you for coming all the way from Modesto to share it here in person. Absolutely amazing. All right, Ross and Terry from Modesto, California, $308,000 paid off in 36 to 38 months, making $110 to $125 during that time, and living a journey. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
This is for you, honey. 1, 2, 3. I'm debt-free!
Wow. Unbelievable.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.
So you have to break the cycle. You have to flip this thing on its head and make it behave. You've got to get so fired up and wired up that your broke friends think you've lost your mind.